Hi, I'm Chelsea Husum, your host of the Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, author, speaker, and mom of two. And I'm so tired of women not feeling like they can show up as fully expressed versions of themselves. So here, we're all about that unapologetically, because honestly, we don't have time not to. Literally, because we're busy as F moms and entrepreneurs, but also figuratively, because we don't know how much time we have on this planet, and we want to make an impact now. But if we're doing this, we're making it real vibes only. So let's get inspired, laugh our asses off, quite possibly cry, and feel like you're sitting on the couch with your bestie and a glass of wine. I'm so happy you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm your host, Chelsea Husum. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, today I wanted to just share a quick little episode. And this is a story about when my book came out. And I remember the day it came out. I was walking my dog. I was just like anxious and amped up, and I was excited but like nervous, like what if my book just comes out and everyone hates it and it's a flop and it doesn't like go do anything or anything like that. So I remember it was in the afternoon. I was walking my dog. I called my mom and I was like, Mom, yeah, I failed. I didn't hit number one bestseller on Amazon. And throughout the day, like I had hit new release in all kinds of different, like top new release in all kinds of different charts or whatever. The book, I don't know, are they called charts? I don't know. But there was a women in business category and I was number 2. And I really wanted number 1. I was like, oh my God, since I didn't get number 1, like this was not a successful book launch. Like I failed. And my mom's like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? Absolutely not. You did not fail. What are you talking about? And it was like in my head, I had thought like, well, I need to be able to say I'm a quote number 1 bestseller, right? Not a best-selling author, whatever. And I remember also my publisher calling me that day and she was like, oh my God, this is women in business is like a massive category. It's like a really, really hard category apparently. Cause there's some like categories, if you put your book into that category on Amazon, that are like a lot easier, let's say, to get like a number 1 bestseller in versus some of these other categories where, the really heavy hitters are launching their books in that category, whatever. So she was like, this is the highest launch of all time. And I'm like, well, cool. But like in my head, I still thought, well, but I'm not number 1. It says number 2. And giving context to this, because it is ridiculous that I called my mom and was like, I failed. This is, I didn't reach my goal. It was a failure. And I was feeling bad about myself. So I don't know if you are listening and you've heard of Rachel Hollis. A lot of you probably have. If you haven't, she's just great. Just check her out. And she kind of, gosh, it was many years ago, she popped onto the scene in what everyone seemed to think is like, oh, she just like popped onto the scene in this instant fame. And she's like, no, guys, I've been doing this since like for 10 years. So this is definitely not, while it took her 10 years to finally like get recognized kind of the level she wanted, right? She's like, nope, this was not an overnight success. So please don't say that. But with this women in business book chart, I don't think it's called a chart, but I can't think of the word. Y'all know what I mean. She was number 1. Her book was number 1. And my book was number 2. Okay. So while she sold like millions of copies, she's super well known, right? And then there's little me. Okay. So there's that. And, my book was not selling millions of copies. It wasn't selling thousands of copies. Okay. And I was like, but I want to be number one. But it's Rachel freakin Hollis who's number one, and I'm number two. And so it was really just a perspective shift. Like, I don't even know how many I would have had to sell to take her number one spot, right? And I will say, Jamie Kern Lima, she sold It Cosmetics for like over $1 billion to L'Oreal. It was massive. Her book was number 4. Okay. And I respect her so much. She is freaking amazing. And she bootstrapped her way off QVC after being turned down 1 million times, built this massive makeup brand. Okay. So she eventually sold it, like I said, for over $1 billion. So her book was number 4. So I'm among really freaking awesome women here. Like, I should be like, hell yeah. That's cool. Rachel Hollis and Jamie Kern Lima. Like, fuck yeah. And now I do say fuck yes. And I'm proud of myself. I'm like, that's cool. You know, just to be among friends, among really awesome women, right? But that day, I remember the pit in my stomach where I just felt like I had failed. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like this is whatever, not everyone had said you need this, but like that's what I wanted, number one. And now I'm actually proud to be that I was number 2 behind Rachel Hollis, because it's like, I could take that. I can take that. That's fine with me. And it's like, also, I remember, it's so helpful when people, read your book and give you a 5-star review. 4-star reviews, unfortunately, they hurt the whole rating. It brings it down. A 5-star review is freaking awesome. And then I was like, looking at the reviews, I'm like, oh my God, somebody put a 2-star review. Like, what the hell? They didn't write anything. They just clicked the 2 stars. So then I was like, okay, well that hurts a little bit. And I was like, okay, well, number one, I was like, who would do that? Let's just be honest, a shitty person. Okay. I have no shame in saying that. I would never fucking do that. Like, I would not ever, even if I hated your book, I wouldn't go fucking do that. That's just me. But I was like, well, that sucks. I thought, well, clearly I don't think they've read my book. Like, I'm sorry, if you read someone's book where they like pour their heart and soul out and they share personal like stories from their life and things they've lived through and hard times and real things, I find it hard to be like, you'd be like, that sucks. I'm going to get that at 2, but so that was that. And it's like, it's probably this girl from high school who fucking always hated me. And she's like, I'm just going to keep hating her. And I'm going to take my energy towards hating Chelsea. And I'm just going to go do a 2-star review. Right. It's like somebody felt the need to take their negative energy towards me. Forgot I'd never probably did a freaking thing to this person in my whole life, but they just, I'm not their jam. And they just felt that they needed to take their time and energy and go hit 2 stars and fuck up my whole ratings thing on Amazon. But again, I was like, God, what the hell? Like, that hurts, right? Who would do that? But ultimately, it says a hell of a lot more about them than me, right? Like, again, I would never do that to somebody, especially like, I know how hard it is to write a freaking book. It's not easy. And I think only 1% of people write books. So it's not like everyone is out there writing freaking books, people. So that alone is hard as shit. And I'm proud of you. Even if your book sucks, I'm proud of you because you freaking did it. And most people won't. Right. So that's number 1. But, it's funny to me. So now it's like, and my publisher was like, well, now that you got haters, you've officially made it, and it is true. Like, if you're doing anything worthwhile in life, there will be like, I have some of the sweetest friends out there, and they have people, rating their book badly, or their podcast, or like commenting shit. And it's like, are you joking? This person's an angel on earth. Like, how could you ever think any bad thought about anything they put out in the world? But yeah, it's interesting. And it's like, so now I have my 2-star little review. I'm number 2 I was number 2 in women in business on Amazon. And you know what? That's fine. And you know what? It does not mean I failed. I'm where I need to be. right? And like, it's all a learning curve, and I've put myself out there, and I just have to remember, I have to be proud of myself. Like, I put my life out there and just bared my soul, right? And it's like, even if it was number 5 freaking million on the book chart, great. You did something that was scary. You took a chance, right? So I just, so many times we might look at something and it feels like we failed, but I urge you to take a deeper look. And it's not failure. I don't believe in failure. I don't like when people say, "Oh, do you have any, what do you regret?" I don't have any regrets. I've fallen flat on my face before and done stupid shit and like whatever, but I don't regret anything. Like everything that has not gone well has made me who I am. So, I just urge you to relook at it. If you're putting things out into the world, sometimes there's going to be those freaking people out there that they just feel the need to try to bring you down. They try to bring you down and put you in a box and make you feel like shit. And that's, you know what? That is on them. Let them do that. Like I will never understand people like that because that's just not me. And I know all of you listening, that's not you. Right? We build people up. We're like, hell yeah, girl, you go get it. Or you know what? You're having a freaking shitty day. Who do I need to go beat up for you? Like I will do it. You know what I mean? It's like, I am all about cheering people on. So it's like, if you're dealing with things and you're putting stuff out in the world, people are going to be assholes sometimes. We just got to understand that. And that's why there's the block button, because you really don't need to deal with those psychos. Right? And please don't try to like get in a Facebook freaking argument with them, because those people will not give up. I'm just going to say, I've seen it before. I'm like, oh my God. But, I just challenge you to like, sometimes it's just the perspective, and stop thinking we failed. Stop thinking we weren't good enough, and understand like you're right where you're meant to be, and like keep going. You're going to have the haters. You're going to have people trying to bring you down. But there are so many people out there that need your light. They need what you have to say, and only you can say it the way that they need to hear it. Like only you can. So they need you. So are you going to let those few shitty people stop you from doing what you're meant to do on this earth? No, we're not. No, we're not, friends. So that's just my tiny little podcast episode. Really got to wrap this up because I think my cleaning ladies are coming soon. To be completely transparent. And I'm like, oh shit, they're going to interrupt my podcast. So I would go on and rant more, but this is going to be a little shorty. So, oh God. Okay. Well, I love you all. Please share. Please review. Please come back for more rambling nonsense. And I appreciate you all. And always remember, no BS, just real vibes. I'll see you next time. If you loved the episode, share it on Instagram and tag me so I can say thank you and meet you, or share it with a girlfriend who you know would love this too. Always remember, no BS, just real vibes. See you next time on Lip Service and Lashes.